In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on October 27, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Philadelphia Eagles versus Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals will host the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, October 27th for a much-anticipated American Football Conference versus National Football Conference clash. After a rough start to the season, the Bengals have found their rhythm, improving to 3-4 by winning 3 of their last 4 games. Their most recent victory came in impressive fashion against the division rival Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, the Eagles, sitting at 4-2, are riding their own wave of momentum with consecutive wins against the same teams the Bengals defeated, Cleveland and the New York Giants. This Week 8 matchup at Packer Stadium promises to be an exciting showdown as both teams enter on 2-game winning streaks. With Cincinnati having home field advantage and favored by less than a field goal, the expectation is that the Bengals will win and cover the spread. While their current 3-4 record might appear underwhelming, the Bengals have been much better than their record suggests. After suffering an embarrassing Week 1 loss to the struggling New England Patriots, their other defeats have come in closely contested matchups: a narrow 1-point loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, a 38-33 shootout with the Washington Commanders, and an overtime heartbreaker to the Baltimore Ravens, arguably one of the NFL's most dominant teams this season. Additionally, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow seems to have regained his form after recovering from a wrist injury that sidelined him for the latter half of last season. In his comeback stretch, Burrow has thrown 14 touchdown passes against just 2 interceptions and showcased his athleticism with a 47-yard touchdown run against the Giants in Week 6. While Cincinnati looks poised to outperform expectations, the Eagles may not be as strong as their 4-2 record suggests. Even some Philadelphia fans have started to question whether head coach Nick Sirianni is the right leader for the team. After opening the season with an impressive win over the Green Bay Packers, the Eagles' victories have come against underwhelming opponents: the Giants, New Orleans Saints, and Cleveland Browns. Of these, only one win came in dominant fashion, which raises concerns about their consistency. When Philadelphia faced a legitimate road challenge against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were thoroughly outplayed, suffering a 33-16 loss. While the Eagles are still a capable team, it's difficult to envision them leaving Cincinnati with a win, given the momentum Cincinnati has built and the quality of their recent play. So the Cincinnati Bengals to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The under has hit in 9 of Philadelphia's last 11 road games, highlighting the defensive improvements the Eagles have made in recent weeks. Their defense has stepped up significantly, holding 3 of their last 4 opponents to fewer than 20 points. Not surprisingly, they won all 3 of those games, allowing the Saints, Browns, and Giants to score an average of just 10 points per contest. However, the Bengals' offense will pose a greater challenge, particularly with their recent success in the running game, a concern for the Eagles heading into Sunday. Since returning from their bye week, Philadelphia has allowed only 187 total passing yards across 2 games, holding opponents to 0 passing touchdowns and an average quarterback rating of just 69.95. Offensively, the Eagles are expected to lean heavily on their ground game, especially given their injuries along the offensive line. Running back Saquon Barkley, who joined the team in free agency, has lived up to expectations and will likely be a focal point of the Eagles' strategy. Quarterback Jalen Hurts was sharp in last week's win, but given the patchwork offensive line and the team's recent struggles with pass protection, Philadelphia is likely to favor quick passes or stick to running the ball to control the tempo. Additionally, the Eagles are still adjusting to the transition at center, where Cam Jurgens has taken over for longtime veteran Jason Kelce. Although this game might appear to have high scoring potential at first glance, the smarter bet may be on the under. Both teams boast defenses that can step up when needed, and with Philadelphia prioritizing the run and Cincinnati's defense likely to make passing difficult, points could be at a premium. As a result, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona Cardinals versus Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins will host the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday in an exciting American Football Conference versus National Football Conference showdown at Hard Rock Stadium. Both teams are currently under .500, making this game a crucial opportunity for each to get back on track. The Cardinals are coming off a victory last week and will look to build momentum with a second consecutive win. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have struggled, dropping 4 of their last 5 games, and they desperately need a victory to reinsert themselves into the playoff conversation. Miami managed to edge out Arizona in their last meeting back in 2020 with a narrow 3-point win on the road, and they'll aim to recreate that success in this rematch to stay afloat in a competitive American Football Conference. These two teams have only faced off twice in the last 8 years, with Miami emerging victorious in both matchups, including wins in 2016 and 2020. Although both rosters have undergone significant changes since then, the return of quarterback Tua Tagovailoa gives the Dolphins a much-needed boost. Miami finds itself in a must-win situation as it seeks to re-enter the American Football Conference wild card race. Arizona, on the other hand, has struggled mightily on the road, holding a 3-9 away record dating back to last season. Given Arizona's poor standing across multiple offensive categories, ranking in the league's bottom 10 in total yards, passing yards, completion percentage, and yards per completion, the Cardinals could find themselves overwhelmed by Miami's potent passing attack, which led the NFL just a season ago. All signs point toward a difficult outing for Arizona. Miami has not only been struggling on the field, but has also been a nightmare for bettors, going just 1-5 against the spread so far this season. However, the team's fortunes could shift with the much-anticipated return of Tua Tagovailoa, who is expected to elevate the offense to a level closer to its full potential. This matchup presents the Dolphins with an ideal opportunity to regain confidence and bounce back. Arizona's defensive unit ranks among the worst in the league, sitting 28th in total defense, 26th in both pass and rush defense, and 24th in points allowed per game. After a frustrating stretch of games, the Dolphins appear primed to release their frustrations and put together a dominant performance. Given the Cardinals' defensive struggles and Miami's hunger for a win, the Miami Dolphins to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Although the game has intriguing quarterback storylines featuring Kyler Murray versus a returning Tua Tagovailoa, this matchup may ultimately come down to defense. Miami's offense has underperformed, ranking dead last in points scored, so expecting a sudden offensive explosion may be unrealistic. On the flip side, the Dolphins' defense has been solid, giving up an average of just 21 points per game. This suggests the contest could evolve into a low-scoring battle. For the Cardinals, the underbet has hit 5 times in their last 10 games, with the team scoring fewer than 17 points in 4 of their last 5 outings. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have also seen a trend toward lower-scoring affairs, with the under cashing in 8 of their previous 10 games. Miami has not surpassed 22 points in any of those contests, despite fielding several high-profile offensive players. Even though there's no shortage of talent on either side, this game could easily become one of the lowest-scoring affairs of the weekend. Arizona will likely rely heavily on its 6th-ranked rushing attack to control the pace, dominate time of possession, and keep the Dolphins' offense off the field. Meanwhile, Miami may struggle to shake off offensive rust and regain the big play capabilities that have defined them in past seasons. Defense and clock management will likely be the deciding factors in this one, with scoring opportunities limited on both sides. As both teams seem poised to keep this game slow, methodical, and low on points, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Jets versus New England Patriots. The New York Jets will face off against the New England Patriots in an important divisional matchup this Sunday afternoon. Both teams are struggling to find momentum, making this game a crucial test for both franchises. The Jets are coming off a tough road loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers, while the Patriots suffered a setback on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars in their previous contest. Notably, the Jets claimed a decisive 24-3 victory over the Patriots earlier this month, giving them the upper hand heading into this rematch. The Jets have covered the spread in their last 2 meetings with New England, including a 17-3 triumph at Gillette Stadium in the final game of the 2023 season. New York's defense has been particularly dominant against the Patriots, holding them to 10 points or fewer in the previous 3 encounters. The Patriots, meanwhile, have struggled at home, failing to cover the spread in their first 3 home games this season. Dating back to last season, they have either lost or pushed the spread in 4 consecutive home games. In fact, New England has covered the spread just once in their first 7 matchups this year, highlighting their poor performance against expectations. Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers had an impressive outing in the last game against New England, throwing for 281 yards and 2 touchdowns without committing any turnovers. On the other side, the Patriots' offense continues to underperform, ranking near the bottom of the league across several offensive categories, a trend that persists well into the current season. This lack of firepower makes it difficult for New England to rally if they fall behind early. Although rookie quarterback Drake May provided a brief spark in his debut as a starter against the Houston Texans a few weeks ago, the Patriots still suffered a lopsided defeat and failed to cover the spread. The Jets enter this game desperate to get back on track after their loss to the Steelers. Despite their 2-5 record, this team appears to be more talented than their record suggests. Conversely, the Patriots are in disarray, having lost 6 consecutive games, with 4 of those defeats coming by double-digit margins. New York's offense is getting a boost with Rodgers having another reliable target in Devontae Adams. The Jets currently rank 11th in the league in passing yards per game and should have little trouble exploiting New England's weak pass defense, which sits 24th in the NFL. Meanwhile, the Patriots' offense has been one of the worst in the league, scoring 16 points or fewer in 4 of their last 5 outings. Against the Jets' formidable defense, which has been among the best in the league, New England will likely continue to struggle. Given that New York won the first matchup by 21 points, another blowout victory seems likely. For that reason, the New York Jets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Recent matchups between these two teams have consistently stayed under the point total, with each of the last 5 meetings going under. Their most recent encounter at Gillette Stadium was no exception, as the two teams combined for just 20 points. New England's offense has failed to score more than 15 points in each of their last 4 games, and they have hit the under in 2 of their 3 home games this season. Additionally, the Patriots have managed to surpass 16 points in just 2 of their 7 games this year. Both teams are anchored by solid defensive units and rank in the upper half of the league in several key defensive categories. The Jets, for example, are currently 7th in the NFL in average yards allowed per game, further complicating the possibility of either team scoring quickly or in large bursts. On offense, both teams rank near the bottom of the league in both yards per game and points per game. The Patriots, in particular, have the dubious distinction of ranking last in the NFL in points scored, which underscores their offensive struggles. Scoring opportunities will likely be limited, as both teams will face significant challenges in adding to the scoreboard. In their previous matchup last month, the Jets secured a comfortable 24-3 win. Despite this, New York's offense has not been particularly explosive, scoring 20 points or fewer in 3 of their last 4 games. Rodgers has been solid but not without flaws, throwing 3 interceptions in his last 2 outings. On the Patriots side, rookie quarterback Drake May has shown promise, but he faces an uphill battle against one of the most well-rounded defensive units in the NFL. The Patriots were limited to just 140 total yards in their last meeting with the Jets, and given their preference for a run-heavy offense, it is unlikely that they will be able to accelerate the pace of the game. New England ranks 25th in plays per game, emphasizing their slow, deliberate approach on offense. With the underhitting in each of the last 5 matchups between these two teams, the trend is likely to continue. Points will come at a premium, and a low-scoring affair is the most probable outcome. For these reasons, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.